I mean, these two teams, they're just so accustomed to this online environment. This is going to be so comfortable for them. But we're getting into the pits round. It's going to be Gambit youngsters on the CT side, Syman over on the T side, getting things started here. We'll see what they can do.
Syman are blitzing out, already up close, going through the smoke, though. Mao's going to be dropped immediately, and Exile's looking for a little bit more, catching lots of frags, and completely shutting down Syman. That is unfortunate, with Mo falling immediately, not able to find much afterwards. You were hoping the trades would come through, but the positioning from Exile, one after another, he's getting 1 versus 1 aim duels. That's what you want to see.
It is what you want to see. What you don't want to see is if any of you had the luxury of seeing us be idiots during the break and decided we were kind of funny to come on and pop out to the music. Kind of was a very awkward period where the song actually stopped playing. So yeah, you don't want to see that. Certainly though, you want to see Syman see what they can do with the Glocks. And over here for the Gambit youngsters, it's going to be a FAMAS in play for Axel, Inters as well. MP9s for the rest, and alongside an M4 for Shiro. So keep an eye on Shiro. Anybody who is new to Counter-Strike, I'm sure there's actually quite a few players at the moment who are new to the scene. Well, this is definitely one to keep your eye on. Shiro, god tier player.
And this round goes as predicted. God tier Shiro with the 4K. Although I don't think it's entirely down to him being a god, more so his opponents having Glocks. And then leaving the server.
That certainly helps.
That's not what you want to see. It's a 5v3. What's going on, Syman? Obviously going to fix a tech issue here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Otherwise, you know, we're really looking at Syman's mental fortitude. The Ridge quit after 2 rounds losses, maybe.
We lost with Glocks. What? I'm not playing. Noobs.
It's unacceptable. This level of performance.
We're a CIS team. We can't lose an eco. What do you mean?
Exactly. When we take a look at these two teams, though, I think Syman are certainly one of the more interesting rosters within the region now. They have so many good players within this team, and so many players that can step up with like straight up firepower. Norbert is one of those players that I'm actually really excited to see play. I think he's one that had a lot of potential for a long time playing in Windstrike. Didn't really do too much with it, and I was kind of surprised when the roster moves came in, where it was Hobbit getting added into the team alongside Krisen, that Norbert was one of the players that got kicked out. So find himself here in Syman, a team of young players, a team of young abilities as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Syman can do. They can be a little bit inconsistent at times, and that's a given with a lot of these CIS teams, but it's time to see if they can take down Gambit youngsters. I think this matchup should be one where they feel somewhat comfortable.
Well, they're coming in now with the AKs. The eco has subsided at long last. This is Syman's map pick, remember, so we're hoping the T side is going to have some good stuff for us to flash through. Inters is able to pick up one, but Chaos was playing anti-flash. Manages to take him down, grabbing the trade on his teammate, putting Syman in a pretty good spot. Okay, it's got a kill. Easy as can be. Axel coming around the corner. The shadow spotted, and a double kill. That's a disaster for Gambit coming into the first full buy for their opponents.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly a disaster, but only for Gambit. A massive step up from Syman, one they'll be extremely happy with. And these AK-47s, let's see what they can do with them. Utility's going to deploy in towards this A bomb site. And send all the voices out here. And Syman look to commit with all of their players on towards the site now. Trying to charge on through, and they'll be hit out towards the site. Got Nealon coming in from behind as well here. Bomb plant coming through. Shiro and Supra, absolutely nothing they can hope to do in terms of getting this round win. So, safe call towards the other end of the map. Syman go ahead and get themselves their first on the board. It's a weirder team. I think one of the players they've actually gotten rid of. I can't remember his name actually. How long is? I didn't even cast Syman that long ago. It was during the road to Rio, but it had a weird mix of players. I believe the Swedish player was in this team. Let me just have a look at what his name was, because somehow I've forgotten it. Kriaz? Yeah, that's it. Don't even need to look. Yeah. So it is Kriaz, and he's out of the team. And I heard from some of the guys around the scene that it was mainly because Syman wanted to go back to speak in Russian. Kiyo's is Belgian. A lot of people will question that, but I believe he does have Russian-speaking parents. So that would certainly help. And obviously Kiyo's would speak Russian then. So he can keep his place in this team. And that kind of makes Kiyo's a really valuable asset. Not only is he from the European region, probably speaks good English, And he also speaks Russian, so he can play in the CIS region and the European region as well. So Kios is definitely a very valuable asset. So keep an eye on this guy. It's always good to up your value as a player based on sort of your languages that you speak.
It gives you a lot more depth in the teams you can accept offers for. Here we go with the opening fights towards the ramp. Norbert not landing the kill. The nade is a little bit late. Oh, but not from the CT side. And again, look at how close that was, Stinko. And it did barely any damage. I really don't think they fixed their nades.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen a whole lot from the nades that actually make me think that they've changed them up. Because, well, obviously they've done something, but the changes haven't been too effective from what I've seen. But it's one of those things. Nades seem to be one of the minuscule aspects that just would be very difficult to fix, I feel. But it's unreal how those nades go down in towards banana, for instance, and the little stairs, just a tiny bit of geometry, and it just completely changes it. We have seen a little bit more consistency with nades down in towards banana, but still, we've seen some questionable stuff over the past 2 days that we've been casting, Mitch, and it is definitely not looking great. Only 30 seconds left in play. Syman currently have got the man deficit. They're going to have to try and find their way into this. Currently, Axel stands on towards the A-bomb site as they come out and towards him. He'll be looking to hold on, and there's the first headshot. Kid gone. And we'll see what the rest of the squad can do here. It's Axel taking another. 2 kills picked up for him, kneeling under pressure, and he's going to deal with it well. 2 kills collected, and he'll look for more as he dives in towards the tight site. 10 seconds left, and now they look for more. It's Super and Inters shutting down, or attempting to shut down Kios here. There's just not enough time to win the round. Kios does damage. A scrappy round of Counter-Strike there, and luckily it's Gambit youngsters to walk away with it. They'll be happy feeling it with that, but my god, Syman came close in that one. And it's a real scrappy game of Counter-Strike right now.
You were saying earlier just there about chaos and the different languages. It's funny. I just thinking like, oh yeah, Bondic's another example of that. You know, open up your horizons. Go over to Tyloo.
Yeah.
The story behind that's always been fantastic.
Smoothie as well. I was about to go over to China, but unfortunately that didn't really happen. That would have been exciting.
Be interesting to see for sure.
Smoothie Tiger roster.
It's been really hard though, being on the team. Like for Smoothie being on Big when they were calming in German for a long time, and he's left out pretty much. You know, like go do your job. Yeah, you don't get to understand comms.
We all know the big guys speak good English. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they were calling in English when Smoothie was on the team, but it's
there was definitely a point where they spoke German. I was talking to him about it a while back. I know they converted to English eventually though.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just not sustainable, unfortunately. Like if you have most of the players that are German speaking, obviously, but if you all speak English and you have one player that cannot understand one of the languages, I think at that point you do have to just communicate in English.
But I think that was one of the issues as well, right? Because these guys wanted to speak German, understandably, you know. Like if I was playing on a team, I'd want to speak English, and if 4 of you are English and you've got to speak French because of another guy, it's going to be pretty annoying. When all 4 of you are feeling the hit because of that.
Yeah, and then there's Zantara speaking Turkish and having to try and learn some German as well. And English. Poor guy. He's under a lot of pressure. Now, Syman, utility coming in towards the B-bomb site, trying to stop their plant coming through, but they will be able to get that Nafany up in the brown holes as well. Looks down and spots out Mo, goes back for more, and that's a good double kill coming in from Nafany. Does leave Nealon and Kios into a 2 versus 4 now, so not looking great for the T side, especially with Nafany just cleaning up last remaining players in towards CT. Shiro gets the right read, shuts it down, and it's another round delivered for the Gambit youngsters, 4-1.
Great SMG play by Nafany. He's absolutely shredded them in upper. And it's lots of cash built up. He's only carrying forward a Galil, but at the same time, yeah, you're going to be a happy boy. Now on 4-1. Gambit youngsters rock on into this round with confidence that they should be winning it. Syman don't have a whole bunch to play with. Just a couple of pistols to take place. And on a map like Train, you don't get as many opportunities, sadly, on the T side to make these deagles work. You can go for the ranged fights, but often it's going to be a scope that's waiting for you on the other end of those. You can see, look at Gambit's positions on A. They're maximizing the range at every single corner, every angle they're taking, with the exception of the one on B, where Super's been lit to 36 health. Having to fall back now. I think Syman have a great read on what just happened. They have the fight on ramp. They know they've lit the player up for at least half HP. At that point, he can't hold B by himself. No matter if he's still got full utility, he's not going to be alone. In fact, he even takes the op off of Shiro. So now there's a second player B. Syman know that, and so with the weaker A defense, they want to push it down, but that's not worked out well in Ivy, has it?
No, it's not. Mo and Kio's both going down. Good start coming in here for the Gambit youngsters against the Pistols, and Anthony, well, he's certainly showing up. Axel as well. Leave Cade alone. And let's pick off one, but Axel does get rid of him very quickly after. Are we going to agree, so we're just going to call him Cade, or are we calling him Kado, or...
Good question, Nico.
What's he going for?
I've went with Cade the whole time. I feel like the O is like a KO.
I don't add. Yeah, I don't add the other random vowels players add at the end of their names, unfortunately.
Norber7. He's my favorite player.
Norber7. Yeah. I mean, that's meant to be a T, at least.
Yeah. Close.
I do love Kio's profile picture up. Oh, Shiro. No scope. Carrying his kid tries to get past his position. Kio's as well doing a little bit of damage. Axel picked off. Now 4 versus 3. A nice big flick from Mo down in towards Hell. And now it's a 2-man advantage in play for Syman, but a second no-scope from Shiro, but he's finally dealt with by Nealon. It's all on Supra, a 1 versus 3, and it's a retake of this A-bomb side, so probably not going to happen. Has to be the save, most likely here.
That second no-scope was through the smoke, according to the kill feed. You gotta remember, though, it's very tricky sometimes. So you can shoot someone above the smoke where you clearly have vision on them, but as long as your bullet penetrates the area where the particles can be of the smoke, it still registers as a through the smoke kill.
Yes, and also a lot of players can see a lot of the kills that are coming through smokes, like one-way smokes, whatever, they still count.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's something definitely to keep note of if you're a spectator, but for the most part, it's a nice indication.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you have enough games out, and we'll do our best as well to explain the situations to you guys in terms of the smokes. But for the most part, obviously, those smoke kills are certainly impressive, and great job done from Shiro. But unfortunately, not the round win. It is going to be Syman taking it. They just effectively trade on towards the bomb site, and they'll be walking away with success.
Shiro's showing the hip fire ability. However, Syman, they've come through with 2 rounds. Not a bad start to their T side, all things considered. If they can get off. Oh, the nades. Nealon down to 14 immediately. Taken down through the smoke, but Norbert's good for the trade. There's the advantage taken back, and Syman, considering damage done to Inters, are in a great spot. Pushing forward on the A side, they've got to be careful. The bomb carrier Norbert is up there in the front lines, taking the fights. But it's Chaos and Mo from behind, finding the kills. Norbert's going to drop the Opper. He was so low as an easy kill. Leaving Supra, having rotated from B through CT all alone, is no idea that Norbert is lurking up close, waiting for him to round that corner. And even with the FAMAS and low HP, he wins that fight. A third for Syman, and they've now forced Gambit onto an eco.
Well, 5-3. At this point, we are looking at the comeback in terms of the first couple of rounds here for Syman Gaming. They have struggled against Gambit youngsters, but finally, after a bit of success, they break that economy down, and they'll be going into a position where they can now fight consistently. They're going to be getting a 4th round most likely here on the board, barring any mental plays with some USPs. And well, speaking of, a good bit of damage done through to the smoke onto Norbert. He's down to 14 HP, looking to continue. It's Inters that shuts down Norbert. Unfortunately, Norbert just kind of stands in the same area. The shots continue to rain on in. Another kill, Supra able to pick it up. And Mitch, I said, this should be a round for any heroic play. Mental plays with the USPs, and that's exactly what is happening. 3 kills collected, a 4th as well. What is going on? It's all falling apart. The fall buy from Syman Gaming, and they're losing to the goddamn USPs.
Chuck the op, Mo. Chuck the op. Don't try to use it. You're in a 1v5. They've got pistols. They're going to come and get that as soon as they hear the shot. chuck it off the map and try to Glock them. That's probably going to be your best chance here. They haven't got armor.
They've got 3 AKs now as well. You just cannot win this round. It's impossible.
It's just going to give them an op. This is the problem.
Yeah, that's all. That's the only outcome here from Mo.
Chuck it. Oh, look, a free op upgrade now. The AK is going to be recovered by a player behind. 4 weapons. That was not a good decision. I mean, as soon as you're in that spot, you got to realize these guys don't have armors. They definitely don't have armor because every kill was with a USP. So it's not like, oh, maybe 1 or 2 have got a AK armor because they had a P250, whatever. No one's buying Kevlar and a USP. Just chuck the op, take your Glock, see what you can get done with it. But instead, they get a free op, and Gambit youngsters, this is one of the most ridiculous rounds we've seen. The most ridiculous round we've seen on the stream so far. We talk about CIS Counter-Strike with Deagles, but they've just taken it a whole step further.
I mean, I literally said, this should be an easy round for Syman, barring mental plays of USPs, and what Gambit youngsters, they provide.
Well, they took that as a challenge, Dinko. That's the problem.
Yeah, they did. Lay down the challenge, and Syman are going to be hitting me for that, but yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I actually got to cast Syman a couple of weeks ago in the Hellkiss Cup, and they looked rough in that tournament. They lost to LDLC. They went on to lose to, I believe it was just some random roster that qualified through an open qualifier as well. So, Syman Gaming haven't been on the best trajectory at the moment. So, Gambit youngsters, I'm feeling like right now, they're definitely the more consistent team. That is 100% there. And at the moment, looking like the better team as well. Because you can't be losing full eco rounds, right? You can't be going into that up against full USPs and completely falling to pieces. I was trying to think of a better way of phrasing the other thing I had in my head, but you know, we'll not bring that up on broadcast.
I learned something new today. LDLC is still a team.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty awful team. They have actually, since then, have actually changed the roster up quite a bit, but this is an important round, so we're going to get right back into this. 2 versus 2. Syman Gaming coming out through heaven. Skater wants to take the fight. He shuts down Supra, and that was just Axel left alone in a 1 versus 2. Syman, yes, a nightmare scenario in the previous, but they've recovered this one. Axel, nowhere nearby, not going to be getting back into this bomb site, so Syman Gaming will be getting themselves a 4th round. Yeah, so basically, I think they changed the roster recently, and they've added body. So that should be interesting. Axel's going to catch out Mo on the exit. And he just about stays alive. Axel grabs an AWP, so definitely seems the best weapon in play. And quite a bit of cash around that as well.
It'd be nice to see the rise of LDLC again if they can make it. I'm just looking at their lineup now. I'm presuming they'll need some new pickups along the way, but I'd love to see it back up near the top. Used to be my team back when I watched CS.
I mean, they're currently ranked 91st in the world, which isn't great. Sixer, Body, Haji, Afro, and Lambert. Now that is a lineup. I think there's a couple of pieces there. So I've certainly always been a bit of a fan of Haji. I think he's a player that's quite versatile. Body, I think, obviously very experienced player. So, well, we've got a bit of a tangent about LDLC, so we'll get right back into the teams that are right in front of us. So it's going to be Gambit youngsters versus Syman Gaming. Going to be 3 AKs in play here for Syman, alongside a Mac-10 and a Deagle. Not the best buy after just winning around, that's for sure.
Not what you want to be rocking into this one with, but it can do the damage. It's possible. We saw Gambit youngsters do it with just USBs, so... Yeah, Deagles on Nealon, who's had a pretty unlucky time to start things off. He's a player that got naded down for 90 HP at the start towards team main. You can see Syman since then have been much slower at claiming that part of the map, allowing them to waste up their nades if they want. Now pushing on out, Nafni, so low, but still manages to get 1 kill out of there. Highway robbery, really. But a 3v4 afterwards as the kills keep going their way. Shiro with a smoke at his back, allows him to take the fight on top of the train, and he's looking for more. Nealon's going to double peek here with the Pop Dog player, though, and not even, just goes out by himself. Makes it work.
Oh, well. Now Supra, the last remaining player, into a 1 versus 2. Can he make it work? Just the M4 in play. He will take down Kios, but Nealon comes in with a headshot, and that's going to be a clean 3k for him. He'll be happy enough with that. Now, 6-5, Syman Gaming. They desperately needed that, and they've got it under their belt. Probably around that Gambit youngsters should have had. easily. And the signs we've seen already, Mitch, definitely suggest to me we're going to have scrappy game of Counter-Strike throughout. This is not going to be an easy battle for either of these teams. And I'm excited to see what they can do here, Syman. Now they have got the prime opportunity. They're up against USPs again. Surely they can't make it. Can't lose this again. That would be impressive, I think, actually, if they lost to USPs again. Perhaps impressive is not the word, but it's the word I'm going to be using.
Syman will certainly be more cautious. Well, you'd imagine be more cautious than before, but running on out individually. The trades were not possible had one of the players have fallen from the further back angles on the bomb site, but luckily that didn't come through, and we're left in a 5-on-2. Gambit youngsters with lots to do. I'd be quite surprised if Syman won this.
You're a poet.
Or if Gambit won this, wouldn't you?
Well, Mitch, you got there in the end. And that was a lovely poem.
Thank you.
This guy, Orca, who's actually on the analyst desk over on the mainstream. Perhaps not right now because of their crazy travel day. But he's actually, I was casting with him the other day, and he just decided to make a poem about a player, and it literally it's unreal. It happened within a few seconds. He just decided to pick up he was just sitting there writing a poem about one player.
Very romantic.
A good player. Yeah, must have just had a thing for that player because it wasn't even anybody relevant, unfortunately. Well, Norbert taking down Inters, and well, 6-6 on the board. It's round 13 coming right up as the scoreline is now even.
For Syman, though, I mean, those foundations are built pretty solid. Gambit youngsters need to win all 3 of these rounds, and it's not going to be too easy. Syman have got at least one more full buy if they lose this one immediately, and then forcing into the final. But no easy rounds. Definitely doesn't start off easily as they lose Nafni. They managed to trade back eventually on Shiro. He's using the scope of the AUG. Inters and Axile in with more, and Syman are behind, looking for an opportunity, and they find it up above onto Shiro, evening up the odds and putting them in a position where if they can get that bomb, a plant is possible. Dirty spray by Norbert through the smoke, and all the pressure's on Super to make the clutch happen. He cannot get it done, and with a 3K, Norbert brings Syman into the lead yet again.
Well, Syman, they've not looked fantastic, I have to say, in the series, but they're winning the important rounds, and that's all that matters, right? They're getting the rounds on the board. Gambit youngsters have also looked pretty scrappy. It's been a game of Counter-Strike where you'd expect a little bit more from the teams. You expect more from these 2 rosters, but nonetheless, it is delivering some great moments, at least. 7-6, Syman in the lead. T-side of train, they'll be comfortable enough with this now.
Again, Syman's map pick, as it is, my god. The damage with these pistols on the ecos has been pretty insane. But the problem is this
really
late on, it just doesn't matter. I guess it can spur on confidence for the coming round, but no matter what, Syman can buy up whatever the hell they want. There's only 1 round left. And so short of Gambit saving an AK or finding 5 kills, it's irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Word used as an insult often, and certainly a negative connotation in this scenario. Shiro coming around the back. He's going to be looking for a kill, and there goes Norbert. Nice kill from Shiro. This would be nuts! Oh, he finds a second shot off as well. Couldn't quite get a little bit more, though. And he'll be shut down. Another round picked up for Syman. They confirm themselves the win at the half. Now, moving into the next round here, they'll be looking for 9 rounds out of the T side. That would just be ridiculous.
Syman have really impressed me with how they're playing at the moment. It's not just down to the fact that they're winning so many rounds, but how they're doing it. They've lost 9 opening duels so far, out of a total of 14. Oh, there's another one for them at least. as they come in with a nade kill to Nafni, trading back for the horrible round Nealon had at halfway 7 or 8 rounds ago. Yeah, the fact that Gambit youngsters are finding so many opening duels and then losing the round is fairly depressing. What a shot by Supra. Straight up through the ramp and taking Norbert to 32.
Certainly is depressing for Gambit youngsters because they've had so many opportunities here as well. You have to remember, yeah, okay, they win a USP round. Impressive, yeah, fair enough. But the scary part for the Gambit youngsters side is they had these buys where Syman were coming into it with, what, 3 rifles, a couple of pistols, and they still managed to lose those rounds that should have been theirs, no problems, right? And Gambit youngsters, you kind of feel like they've thrown away a couple of opportunities to get a decent half here on the CT side. Never really want to be trailing on the CT half. Well, Shiro is going to try and change that fact late into this game. Picks himself up 1 kill on the AWP. Axel finding frags as well. Norbert. He's going to go down. Now it's Kios and Mo standing into a 2 versus 4. This is definitely a doable scenario for the T side, but highly unlikely at the moment with the amount of players alive here in Gambit youngsters. At least they have vacated the A bomb side, so they might actually be able to seize control of it and get this bomb plant in at least, and then it's got to be the Gambit youngsters playing for the post plant.
Plant guaranteed for Syman, with so much to do afterwards, and the flank for Shiro pretty much guarantees that this round is over. The hero with the scope comes on through and puts Syman down to 0. But 8-7 at the half, still a great scoreline for Syman. They're going to feel over the moon with their performance. Looking like the cow in the nursery rhyme.
Well, over the moon, indeed. It's 8-7. Closest you can get it. Pretty scrappy half of Counter-Strike coming in here, but that's why that's what you know and love in the CIS region, right? It can definitely be at times a scary scenario for a lot of teams, but they're showing up at the moment. They're delivering some good Counter-Strike, and hopefully it continues in the second half.
I sure can. Half to half, things can change a lot. Gambit youngsters, a team that you'd probably put up there for having more firepower than Syman, and so on the T side, that's where they get to show it. Coming into this pistol round, it could be important. And the winner of this, if Gambit don't get a bomb plant, Syman will go up to double digits. If Gambit win it, they could be set, because I presume Syman would force buy, they could be set up for double digits themselves. And recovering on the losses that they've had in that first half. It is very important, and they're looking to B as their solution, but Syman have an inkling. They've already stacked up this bomb site.
Indeed, and well, the drop in towards the bomb site comes through. It's Cade with the first. Axel able to find one. Enters back in with a shot of his own. And it's a 4 versus 3 shot out with Gambit youngsters holding the advantage. Neal's going to change it back into the 3v3 now, but Enters make sure that it's short-lived. Now Kio's the last remaining player. 1 versus 3 for him in total. He's coming in from behind, and he is going to be heard, but not dropped. Nafni goes down, and now a chance here for Kios. He comes back into the site. He needs the kills quickly. He starts to deliver a couple of shots, but now he's kind of locked in here. No kit, no utility. He's going to be stuck in this position. The time ticking on by, and Inters will seal the deal. A round picked up here for the Gambit youngsters, and they tie things up 8-8.
The round they wanted, the round they needed, and now, as I said, Syman Gaming losing it, going for the force buy. A scout transferred over to Mo. Interesting show. I think it was, yeah, Cade took armor and a deagle here, dropped over a scout to Mo. Allowed a pretty well-rounded buy. I like the idea of giving the scout a weapon. I like the idea of giving the scout player a helmet alongside the Kevlar. Makes it much easier versus the SMGs. And even the Galils, you know, it's 4 weapons that don't one-shot headshot you on the T side, but the CTs, well, they've got some of their own. The Deagle of Nealon comes through with the opening. And with that, Syman started off well in round number 2 of the half.
Do indeed, and while Nealon is going to be under pressure into a sandwich. Wanting to try and follow up on the early advantage that his team have picked up, but it's Shiro. They'll take him away. 4 versus 4. Axel doing work, taking down Mo. Keo is able to find one as Nafni goes down, and Axel is there for the pick of his own. Kid and Kios, 2 versus 3. A lot of damage potential here. Kid going down and Pop Dog. I'll give safe passage to the B bomb site. Kios though stepping in, gives away his position, but he's gonna get an AK. He won't be complaining too much. He also has full Kevlar, full HP. He can certainly win this round.
He definitely can, starting it out like that. He now has a HP advantage over Shiro, who's firing from afar, giving away his position to Galil in his hands. What he looks to finish it off with, but Chaos is too damn good. A 4K closing out the round for Syman Gaming. And it started out with Nealand's Deagle. It ends with Chaos's AK. And Gambit youngsters have got to be disappointed about losing that one.
That's another one of those rounds Gambit youngsters should have won. Another one that they toss away to the wind. And how many of them are we going to see? There was so many rounds where Syman in that first half had barely anything to work with. They had a round where, you know, two rifles, 3 pistols, one that Gambit youngsters should have certainly picked up, and one on a bit of a tear, walked away with a convincing round lead at the half. And instead, it crumbles for them. And again, it continues in the second half. Their woes will continue as Gambit youngsters looking shaky into their opening match here. 8-9 though, both teams kind of looking rough, I have to say. It hasn't been the best Counter-Strike out of both of these teams, and we know they're capable of far more. So let's hope they can warm up into this.
I'd be inclined to agree with you there, Dinko. I mean, there's been a lot of weird situations. Losing to USPs, as you said, the weaker buys as well, with a few pistols alongside 2 AKs that Syman were winning with. But what we haven't seen so far is a loss to Glocks.
We have seen the USPs, like you said. No Glocks. Hasn't quite been that insane.
And this round starts out looking like it won't happen again. Yeah, well, if you have in the same match a team winning with USPs and the same team winning with Glocks, it's not a good sign. It's really not.
I think you got a few issues there. I think we got a few issues there if that happens, but at the moment it hasn't happened, and hopefully we'll continue down that path. Norbert taking one, a second kill as well coming in. It's Axel and Inters both going down. Now a chance here is Norbert will get rid of Nathany. It does leave Shiro on his lonesome with the Glock. And finally, we're going to see a team take double figures. It's going to be 10-8 up here for Syman. And there it is. Norbert with the frag, the FAMAS, shutting Shiro out of the round. And another round added to the tally here of Syman Gaming. Now, the theme here at WePlay is sort of like an island, sort of Aztec kind of vibe, right? And I'm feeling like I'm in an island right now, Alex. Mitch. I'm in my room, and it feels like I'm on... Is that your Hulk impression? Like, oi, oi.
Oi, oi. Oh, no.
Anyway, I'm under... It's like 40 degrees, it feels like in here. I've got 3 lights on right now, beaming in my face. Mitch, I'm feeling hot. And this Counter-Strike is heating me up as well.
I'll tell you something, Dinko. You're looking hot, too. The Gambit youngsters feeling particularly warm as Shiro goes down to a molly, and Axel almost followed suit, left on 12 HP after not being connected with a single bullet. Pretty good start for Syman in that sense, but they've also lost the bomb site during a 4v3. Axel on low health has picked up the op, so that kind of bridges the gap a little bit, and you end up in a spot where Syman probably saved this. And actually, I was going to mention the previous round with the Glocks in hands for Gambit. Their opponents had like between $50 and $100 from, I think, at least 4 of their players. With that, had they have found 1 or 2 kills, Syman would 100%. They'd be in spawn by now. They'd be running for the hills. But instead, they're a little bit more frisky, and they managed to find another exit because of it. No upgrade, though.
Getting frisky with it.
Oh, has that weapon gone down in between the train? Oh, it's tragic when that happens.
Oh, it is. You see players trying to nade it out, see what they can do. It's very difficult to get them out of the geometry in Counter-Strike. I was playing a game of Vertigo the other day, actually, and just thinking of like weird stuff like this.
Okay.
I was playing a game of Vertigo. We're winning the game, like, well, it's a really close game. We're up 14-14 at this point. We're about to win the round. Our teammate, just a little French kid, decides, what happens if I throw the bomb off the map? He's like, just runs into the open, throws the bomb off the map, and we lose the round. Like, obviously the bomb comes back, but he just threw away his life, and it was just very random. I'm still triggered about it.
Counter-Strike things. I can tell.
Still triggered.
You watch that and said, I'm going to roast this guy in the stream.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Come on, give us his
I didn't
username.
even rage at him. I just kind of was like, why?
Yeah,
Like,
what
that's
is wrong with
the only
you?
question I posed to her. I was just like, why are you doing this?
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Mitch. So, here at the WePlay Clutch Island, it's all about the survival of the fittest. Well, this has been a battle, clawing at each other here. Gambit youngsters versus Syman. Which one will come out on top? Still yet to be seen. And that's exactly what we want to see. This is probably the closest matchup we have so far today. And all the spray coming through. We only have one game, but you know, should be one of the closer games of the entire day, most likely. Supra further back in towards the brown holes. He's going to peek around the corner, shutting down Kid. Mo goes down as well. 2-man advantage picked up early on here for Gambit youngsters. And absolutely no trade reply coming in from Syman. They'll try their best at Shiro to follow up on the initial 2-man advantage. So 23 seconds left. Gambit youngsters not really taking anything for granted, taking the time, setting up their utility. And it is going to be the plant now through for the Gambit youngsters, and a round added to the tally.
Yeah, just considering how many times they've been punished, I'm not surprised that they're taking it this seriously. With all 5 players surviving, it at least gives them a chance to build up their economy as well. Something that they're in dire need of doing. For Syman, they're actually in quite a bit of danger. You look over towards Ivy. Who's that, Shiro? It's tucked up close. I'm actually too far away from my screen to see the number, but I'm pretty sure it's 2. Oh, it has to be now, yeah. The fact that he's the op, obviously he's not going to be aggressing further. If it was an AK, he'd probably start to move towards T-spawn and look for a frag. But you're not going to throw the op away for nothing and give Syman a free upgrade.
Seems like you need glasses, Mitch.
I'm just very far away, and see, the thing is, the top left where Ivy is, my light is right above it, so I get like a serious glare when I look at that part.
Head, yeah. I feel like you do need glasses, though, right?
No, I got 20/20 vision, bro. What do you mean?
Okay, well, if you had
certified
20/20 vision, why didn't you warn us, Mitch? You know what?
Oh.
He finds one in the FAMAS. Nafany burning Kios away in reply. And now it is a 4 versus 4 immediately into this round. And, well, that's going to be a nice little op picked up.
Actually quite offended, Dingo, that you think I need glasses. I'm hurt.
Just thought I would call you wearing glasses one day, but maybe I'm just completely incorrect. Well, I definitely am now that you don't need glasses, but now I'm trying to think of why I even think this.
That's probably being a douche.
It's like that film with,
indoors.
what do you... With, what do you call that guy?
You're not doing this again. Not again.
No, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose this time. I just realized it wasn't on this broadcast.
Yeah, so everyone here is new and just going, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the answer is, I don't know. And many people don't know. And well, Axel, well, he's down to 37 HP. It's going to be Kid just holding on up. 1 kill, a second kill as well. Shiro and Inter somehow finding picks between them. And now they go and take the bomb site. Inter's going to get those digits punched in. Bomb planted. Now Norbert and Mo seeing what they can do. It's not looking like a done deal for either side at the moment. Certainly still open as Norbert comes back into the brown hole. Spots one player out towards upper. Trying his best to get involved here, Norbert. But playing this one really well. Shiro goes back and checks the site for a little bit more info, but this time he walks in the waiting arms of Norbert, who's now into the 1 versus 1. Molotov goes in towards Summit, flashes out as well as he dives on towards the bomb site. He'll clear towards the left side. The time ticking, Inters goes down. Is there enough time on the defuse here for Norbert? There might just be with this kit. It's going to be close, but he's got it here. And it's 11th round here for Syman Gaming. They pull off the 1 versus 2. It's Norbert saving the day, and that's a big round to win.
That it is, Dinko. That it is for Syman, keeping the lead, pulling off a round win just when their economy was going to deny them any sort of a buy. Now they get a position where they can grab rifles for the most part. The strong ones, the FAMAS just on Chaos. Making up for it with the utility he's got. And for Gambit youngsters, they're now on the breadline. They've got to find this one here or Syman will just march on way up in the lead. Looking down towards the B bomb site early on. They take hefty presence here. Coming out of upper with the flash, but Cade is good for 2. Now stands to stop the rest of them on the ramp.
Well, that nade is going to be chasing them up the ramp room. Be able to do too much. Another spray comes in from Norbert. He'll take down Nafany. Immediately, Syman taking these 3 kills puts them into a real solid position where I'm starting to get scared for Gambit youngsters. I'm starting to see a world in which they don't recover from this now. Because they haven't looked great. They have lost some important rounds that probably should have went their way. And that's going to be tilting. And they're a young team. We'll see if they can recover mentally from that. They have got an experienced coach in behind them in the form of Finn. So hopefully he can help them out on this one. With the current situation, the rules were agreed before Rio that the coaches can actually talk during the entire event. So you can let Finn talk whenever he likes. And that's certainly going to be helpful.
That's dangerous.
Letting Finn talk whenever he wants.
Once he's talking about CS, we're good.
Well, Axel down in towards top door, turns to the left side. Norbert's going to be picked off. That's at least something back here for Gambit youngsters, but again, 10 seconds on the clock. No way they win this round. No way they do anything else in this round. And another round added to the tally for Syman Gaming. Now, only 4 away from victory. Again, it is their map pick, one that they probably desperately need to win. I'd say Gambit youngsters have a much deeper map pool than the likes of Syman. So in this scenario, we are very much looking towards them picking this up. Because if they don't, then obviously we're in a scenario where Gambit youngsters are heavily, heavily favored.
Yeah, Syman definitely need their map pick. At the moment, they're having some pretty good control over on the CD side. Can't really complain about a lot of what I'm seeing. There's been a couple rounds where Gambit youngsters just outclass on an individual level, but ultimately, it feels like if Gambit try to go out of team aim, they're getting no progress. This rush down on B, Shiro had so much confidence that he connected the shot onto Cade. And whenever Cade's been able to spot them and fall back, B has been off limits. He's on top of the gray train with support coming in from Connector, and they get locked out. But this time, that pick may single-handedly have pulled this into the most promising round for Gambit so far. The only problem is the bomb was so far behind. They didn't intend to go B this quickly, to go anywhere this quickly. But obviously with a kill like that, you can't turn down the opportunity.
The thing is here, for Gambit youngsters, we often talk about Shiro being the star of the team. Well, he's currently 22, maybe 23 kills now with that added to the tally. He's having a great time at the moment. Norbert coming around the back lines. There's a big kill onto Super. This is a must-win round here for Gambit youngsters. They're going to find kills, but they're going back and forth. It's all on Neilwin. A 1 versus 3 required of him. He needs a 4K in total. He's going to find another kill. Now 1 versus 1 up against the man I just named. It's Shiro. The man who started it all. The man who finishes the round here for Gambit youngsters. The 1 versus 1 goes his way, and a big 3K. He's on 24 kills right now. 24 and 13, 105 ADR. And they're still behind right now, so definitely needs to keep this up. Closest on his team is Axel at 23 and 12. Now that is also an impressive performance coming in from Axel. So these two players definitely showing up. I'm seeing a little bit more output for the rest of the team. And Nafany actually, he's the lowest tier player on this team right now in terms of kills, right? But I felt like at the start of this game, he was the player fragging the most. So very strange to see that drop off.
And Shiro performing on the AWP on train isn't that much of a surprise. Pretty much expected, and at this point, you can definitely see needed. That previous round was pretty huge from, I think it was Inters who had come all the way around on the flank. Or, no, I think it was actually Nafany, excuse me. Making it all the way. So the thing is, their setup had 1 player at Ivy. When you get B that quickly, you're obviously still going to push the B side. But now the Ivy player is a decision whether he runs all the way down Ivy through T-spawn up or B, and it's going to be a long, long rotate. The other problem is it's going to make a lot of noise along the way, right? If anybody's playing around the green or blue train, they're going to hear him and realize, oh, you know what, this is a B hit. At that point, his best option is to just slow push Ivy, go through CT, and try to get a flank on. And he ended up shutting down one of the players who was about to kill Shiro in the process, allowing him to then go on into the 1v1 and win it. Without him, that round pretty much falls apart. It's a really nice flank from Gambit youngsters. Starting out this round, they've taken down Nafni, but trades are there immediately. Back and forth we go, and that favors Gambit youngsters by quite a bit.
Yeah, and Shiro again continuing to find kills. Really finding form as well in these last couple of rounds to another level. Yes, he's been playing well, but these impact kills starting to come through now as well. Mo, down in connector. Scope in. Find Shiro, and that might just be the turning factor in this round as Syman now have the man advantage. Gone is the Gambit youngsters star player. It's all on Team Inters. He's going to go down. Norbert cleans it up, and 13-12, Syman Gaming. A round they needed to win. A round that was looking so back and forth at the start. Finally, it ends in their favor. And now Gambit youngsters, they're on the back foot. And to such an important time ahead for them as well. Going for the pause. It's going to be the T-side timeout. You take a look at what Gambit youngsters can bring to the table. Going to be fantastic. Certainly going to have a weakness in the fact that they won't have that AWP for Shiro. And that has been so impactful in these recent rounds for them. Over for Syman Gaming up, it will be the full buy in terms of the rifles. Mo will have his AWP as well, carried over from the last round. So you've got such a good buy here for Syman. This is a prime opportunity. And actually, has someone just dropped Shiro that AWP? I think Supra might have done that. So good teammate, sacrifices the utility, gets the AWP in the hands of Shiro. That's an important purchase.
Self-flash through Ivy gives away the push. And Kios didn't connect the flash onto Nafni was the problem. It was a little bit too shallow. Gambit youngsters, they've had their blitz out of A, not really working for them. What has been a more consistent factor is the B hit. B peak by Nafni a little bit too much for my liking. Great setup on B. Mo finds a kill. Immediately, K just rushes in and pulls it off even further before falling, leaving them in 2-for-1 trades. And now a pretty significant advantage moving towards the A site. Syman have one more player, but no control over that bomb site. And Gambit are already out. Problem is, they have no idea. I mean, for all they know, Syman could have pushed into T main, so they've got to clear every single angle. And as they do, they risk dropping that bomb.
Well, Axel gets rid of Mo. Now a 2 versus 2 then. This could go anywhere. But youngsters desperately need this round. A 13th. Tie things up again. Money on the ropes for the CT side. And again, we always talk about how the CT side is a much more expensive affair. It's just more expensive on average to be a CT. So you lose control of the economy at this point in the game. Well, you start to really struggle. And now Nealon gets aggressive. That's the bomb gone. And now 1 versus 2 for Shiro. Oh, he's going to find Nealon looking the wrong way. Shiro, that's an easy kill on the clock now. Into the 1 versus 1. 15 seconds on the clock. Norbert has pushed up. He's on the side itself. Shiro, he almost has to commit to the bomb plant at this point. That's going to give time for Norbert to move up on the right side. But Shiro, no, but he's got a good position. It's down to the flick. Oh! Shiro, that is huge. The big flick. And he saves his team. It's Gambit youngsters with a 13th round as Shiro collects a triple kill. He had to hit that flick. And he does it.
It was absolutely nuts, Dingo.
How? How's he so good at this game? It's just unfair.
Really is. 28 frags, closing in on the 30 bomb alongside Axel. They've done so much to keep Gambit youngsters alive. Now's the time to capitalize as they come up against the USPs, dealing with Norbert straight away. We've already seen one USP victory. I'm not in the mood to see another. I think I can handle it.
No, I don't think I could either. You know, it's always nice seeing something random every now and then. But you want to see consistent Counter-Strike going from both of these teams so we can get the best game possible. What a game this has been so far. Really delivering. I think we've had some great matchups throughout the day. Over on the mainstream with the Vincent Dust. They started off the day with a 16-14. I think the second map was relatively close as well. I can take a look at that as you get into this again. This is one of their quieter runs. But Hellraiser's Espada is still going on right now. Now, that's a pretty even matchup in terms of the players available. It was 16-14 in favor of Espada on Train. Second map, 16-10 for Hellraisers. Another in overtime on the third and final map, 20-19 right now in favor of Hellraisers in the lead by 1 on Inferno. So if you are interested in that matchup, that's going to be over on the A stream. As here we continue with Syman versus Gambit Youngsters. And overtime is a real possibility between these two teams as well. The way things have been so back and forth, this is a round that Gambit Youngsters really shouldn't have too many issues against.
They're taking it so, like, painfully slow. And I'll commend Syman for the patience to play these rounds slowly, but for Gambit, I'm surprised. You can see just how scared they are. I mean, the caution definitely highlights the respect they're giving their opponents, even when there's just USPs in play. With the bomb planted, though, timer on the round is pretty much set. So we won't see Syman going in and winning this one. But what we may do, we might see them coming up the ladder later on to try and find one of the exits, assisted by the bomb damage. Being watched either way, so I don't think they'll get much done.
Well, yeah, that was a painfully slow round with not a whole lot happening. And again, it matters because Gambit Youngsters realized, well, we've already seen rounds that we probably should have won and we've thrown them away. We can't really afford to do that again. So they've come into this scenario with a lot on the line, a lot to do. And they realize, okay, every round counts at this point. We throw away anything, we're probably losing this game. And luckily they pick it up. No issues really, no damage done from the Syman side. And they come into this one, they're going to have a buy. It's going to be the FAMAS here for Kid, the rest of the team on M4s. And we'll see what they can do with them. Over for Gambit Youngsters, again, it's the rifles they've managed to keep over. Majority Galeals and an AK in play for Supra alongside the 1-op in the hands of Shiro. It's not a bad buy whatsoever here coming in from them. And we'll see what they can muster together. I love that word muster, but I hate mustard.
Those things are usually very much bound together. You know, if you like one, you have to like the other dingo.
I don't like mustard, and I never will like mustard. What about you, Mish? You like mustard?
Only in
You're a mustard guy.
very particular instances. I'll have it on a hot dog. Sure.
No,
I think if you put it on any
all.
other food, I'd get sick.
See that? Yeah, it's disgusting. I get them in, like, if I'm in the Burger King or something, I open it, I just bite into it, I'm like, ugh, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Awful. Ruins everything.
In Ukraine, when we were at WePlay, having the weird hot dogs that have it's like a panini bread with a hole drilled in it.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, putting ketchup, mayo, and mustard in there. Oh man, gorgeous.
Okay. Alright, back into the action. 30 seconds left. It's going to be Supra with the first kill. A second kill coming in as well as he cracks open this B bomb site. Is Norbert, Nealon, and Keo's left alone? And can they do this? Can they get Syman a 14th round? Or would it be Gambit Youngsters that hit map point on their opponent's map pick? And for such a long time, it looked like Syman with the team in control.
It really did. They've let it slip. The last couple coming in, though, with the opening duels. Norbert on another, and things are looking good. Nafny's got a 1v2. The bomb planted for him. They haven't got a smoke, but he hasn't got a molly to take them off it. The tap going, but it's a 10-second defuse as Nafny comes down the ramp. He needs to win the fight versus Chaos, who jumps over, but hold on. He was able to drop the bomb diffuser, and does he have time? Coming up on 5 seconds left, I think so.
Oh, it's going to be close, though. Going for the defuse. Should be enough time.
Oh,
no! Just
no.
a millisecond. A millisecond in that. And it would have changed the outcome of this game. Syman, though, they're going to go down to map point on their opponents, on their own map pick. And when we take a look at what Syman have, it's not looking good. It's going to be one scout in the hands of Mo. The rest of the team, it's an MP9 in play here for Norbert. FAMAS, another MP9. This is what they have, Mitch. This is what they have to stop Gambit from taking this map.
That's devastating, Tinko. Honestly, they're separated by so little. If Chaos found that kill in one less bullet, it was okay. It was easy. But just a fraction of a second between them winning both on the defuse and on actually stopping the diffuser from being killed in the first place. The opening duel goes to Gambit Youngsters. Everything is lining up for them. And remember, this is the map pick of Syman. Up next is Overpass, where you don't really want to be facing Gambit Youngsters 1-0 down. That is a map they are indomitable on.
Yeah, it's always been a good map for Gambit Youngsters. It's one that's going to be difficult for sure for the Syman team. And difficult for any team in this region, probably going up against Gambit youngsters eventually in this tournament. Yeah, man, I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now for Gambit youngsters. They got this opening kill, but it's traded back to Deagle from Kios. Only good for one. Reply comes in from Inters as he shuts down Kios in reply. Now 3v4 with 45 seconds in play.
The advantage going firmly to the T side. Shiro low on HP, but with the AWP, he can make up for that. No one super loses his head. Great shot by Norbert. Okay, now things are looking a little bit better. Syman coming alive here to keep themselves in it. They do not want to lose their map pick. They want an OT. Axile, big fragger for Gambit youngsters. Oh my god! What a way to close out the map. That was absolute insanity.